Hello, it's Straz from the VRChat team, and today I've got something a little special for you. Surprise! VRChat's Android client just entered alpha. Here's a quick preview of what you can expect. Hey VRChat, roll that clip. Well, VRCat's certainly excited, but you probably have a few questions, so I'm going to do my best to answer them. However, if your question isn't answered, check out the Ask Forms link in the description and make a post there. So let's get some of the big ones out of the way. First, yes. Right now the alpha is only for subscribers of VRChat Plus. Much like the launch of groups, this has been a deliberate choice to, well, slow everyone's roll a bit. We want to be clear that this is an alpha, and we do really mean alpha. There's a lot of stuff in this release that is absolutely not final. The UI is mostly carried over from the current client, there are a lot of small bugs, and we've only been able to test the Android app on a relatively small number of devices. For those reasons, we want the folks jumping in to basically expect an alpha experience. We don't want to throw this out there for public consumption just yet. When we're done testing, it'll be available for everyone, so don't worry. Now then, where do you get it? You'll be able to download the VRChat mobile app via the Google Play Store. What are the minimum requirements? Most mid-range phones should be fine, but as a baseline, your phone needs at least 6 gigs of RAM. Any less, and it's unlikely the app will run. Likewise, you need to be running on at least Android 10. As we said before though, one of the reasons for this test is to sniff out any technical landmines. While we've been able to get it to run smoothly on a variety of devices so far, it's entirely possible that your particular phone might have a hardware quirk that we haven't anticipated. Finding those landmines is what an alpha is for, after all. Okay, but how does it run? Pretty smoothly, we think. In our tests, the Android client performs well across a variety of devices. We'd expect it to run at least as well as the Quest version, maybe even better in a few cases. But with that said, the Quest runs apps as individual dedicated pieces of software. On a phone, users could be multitasking between a bunch of different apps. If you're encountering frame drops, we'd encourage you to try closing apps running in the background to see if it improves performance. Does the mobile app work on a cell connection? Yes. Provided you have a good signal, VRChat should work just fine. With that said, switching between cell service and Wi-Fi can be tricky and won't be there for the alpha release. It'll likely be coming in the near future though. What content is visible? As was mentioned in the animation, all Quest content will be viewable on Android. However, viewable does not necessarily mean usable. While most stuff will work just fine, Quest content has typically been crafted for, well, Quest users. That means that some content might be a little wonky. We'd like you to find it, and we'd also like to figure out how to help creators make their existing Quest content more mobile friendly. If you find something that has an awkward control scheme or just looks weird on mobile, let us know. Will mobile users be labeled differently? Just like Quest and PC users, mobile users will have a different tag over their head. Can you disable push notifications? Of course, you can toggle them on or off as you please. We think most users will probably want to keep them on though. When will the mobile app come out of alpha? We don't know. Our intent is to gather as much feedback as we can, and continuously update the mobile build until we're happy with it. We'd like to say sometime this year, but we aren't committing to any concrete date just yet. What about iOS? We're still working on our iOS build, but progress so far has been fairly smooth. There are a lot of roadblocks we could hit though, so once again, we aren't ready to announce anything just yet, outside of the fact that we're working hard on it. We're so excited to finally get the Android VRChat client alpha out the door. As a reminder, this is an alpha. If you have suggestions for us, or you'd like to report a bug, please head over to the feedback forums. You can find a link to that in the description. As usual, thanks so much for loving VRChat as much as we do. See you in the alpha.